with hospitality. I think that we're at the beginning again. So back in the 80s, there was a big move towards hospitality because it was really kind of a gap in the restaurant world. And I think that we're actually coming back into that again. I've been doing a fair shake of dining out, and I've been really disappointed by the immaturity of the servers, the inexperience of the staff, not that warm, engaging hospitality that we're used to getting basically through the 2000s and all the way back into the 90s. I think we're the new generation. We've had to hit reset, been at home for a couple of years, and I think that we need to really focus on mastering hospitality. And those that do are going to differentiate and win. And my good friend Rudy Mick has a technique that he always teaches, and that is first you have to know, then you have to do, then you can teach, and then you can master. And we want to be masters of hospitality, and that's really the warmth of the guest experience. And the guest is the reason that we exist, not the enemy. The entire ecosystem is built around the guest. And our job as restaurateurs and hoteliers is really to restore the guest. And I think that that is something we need to get back to as an industry, is focusing on the guest. I've seen too many times where I've gone in around closing time where the staff is really nervous. They look at the guest as though, you're imposing, don't you know we're getting ready to close. And I think we need to really refocus on hospitality. It's as if someone's coming over to your house and you want to take care of them, rather than it's an inconvenience and I need to leave, I'm on my way out the door. So I really want to see us get back to drilling hospitality over and over and over with our staff. That begins with really optimizing the guest experience. So loyalty and marketing, we want to guard that data fiercely. So about 60, and some say up to 80% of our sales come from the same repeat guests. They come in once a week, every other week, maybe once a month, but it makes up a disproportionate amount of sales. So you want to make sure that you're recognizing those people, even if you don't know their name, that you greet them if you have a chance to stop by the table, but really make those regulars feel at home there, because they're the ones that are out there spreading the word. So they're the ones that put the word of mouth advertising out for the restaurant, and that has about a 92% trust behind it. So people want to go to a place that's recommended, and then our job is to make sure that they come back, and then it becomes their restaurant so that they share it with their friends, because about 20% of those guests are going to move away, die, or get sick of you over a year. So you're going to want to make sure that you are renewing that loyal guest base at all times, and you will grow sales astronomical. It's that bullet point that says guest love rewards. That's what I'm going towards with a loyalty program. Make sure that you're working with a loyalty program. If you're not, I would get on one right away. Just because people this goes all the way back to punch cards. They want to get something, and people that are part of loyalty programs spend at least 28% more than those that don't. And in some cases, we've seen almost a doubling of the sales. They just spend a lot more per visit because they know what they want. They come in more often, and it's a great way to grow sales. So the little things in the guest experience matter. Anything that touches the guest needs to be excellent, and it's needs to be all the way down to the salt shaker. Is it clean? Is it wiped clean? Is the table sticky? Is it clean? Does anything the guest touches or sees, it's got to be excellent to reflect your brand, and that includes your people. So when your people are addressing ladies and gentlemen, that's old Ritz-Carlton thing. Ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. So going back to the basics of greeting the guest and being completely in sync with the guest, and anything that touches the guest being excellent. So no sticky tables, everything's clean, make sure your menus are clean, you got proper serving utensils, you got plenty of glassware, all the things that we've been a little bit short on, a little bit shy over the last couple of years to purchase because we didn't know where the industry was going. And now it's time to kind of get back to that, get stocked up. So all the way down to the basics of when they drop the food on the table, just reinforcing the guests that it was a great choice, connect with them. I think that's a big missing piece that we have an opportunity to improve on. It's really connecting with every guest at the table, not just one or two, but every guest at the table. And then you're open until you're not closed at. How many times I've seen breakdowns start way too early in restaurants. So the restaurant closes at 9, you come in at 8:55. So I think that we really need to focus on being open until you close, not closing right on time. So you can still do a lot of your side work ahead of time, but making sure that if you're open until 9 o'clock, let's say, that you stay open until 9 o'clock, and it feels great if somebody comes in, even if it's been dead for the last hour. Kind of a soft close. That's some of the people in the industry use that term, a soft close. So it doesn't have to be such a hard run the guest out of the restaurant. We're closing in 5 minutes. Can I get you something to go? Rather than, come on in. We're here to restore you and hope you have a great experience here. So, and give the guest control of the experience. Great ticket times. Look at tableside ordering. I know that there's some resistance to that. Every time I hear some resistance, it's like, well, I don't want my server looking down and, trying to find things on the tablet. I think it's equally distracting if they're writing on a little tablet, unless they're memorizing the report, the order. So tablet ordering is fantastic because you can actually fire off the drinks to the bar while you're standing at the table. So it's a great tool that I think as time has gone on over the last couple of years, that things have really gotten dialed in with the tablets and ordering at the table. And that'll speed up the service. And then lastly, the pay at the table option. I think with limited service restaurants, you want to have an opportunity for them to buy more and then pay and really get out at their speed. So pay at the table is an option, especially in casual and limited service restaurants. So some metrics that I would suggest that are managed every day, to look at every day. You should look at your table turn speed. Is it getting slower? Is it getting faster? You should look at your check average. Is check average improving? Because that's one of the solid 4 ways or 5 ways to build sales. Sales per seat. Are you selling more per seat? Are you occupied at 100%? Are you moving people through? Is the front desk doing their job seating properly? Sales per server, because if that drops off, their tips drop off, and then they start complaining about not making enough money, but making sure that that's a metric that you're managing. And then coaching. So if you've got some underperformers, that you can sit down with them and go over their server sequence and make sure that they're following things appropriately and that they're driving their sales. So draw a red line. Here's the underperformers, and then go after and coach them. Make sure you're managing your guest feedback on a daily basis, and any social media reviews you should be in touch with.